I don't recognise that characterisation at all, Esther. I think what we've seen in the last 5 years is the Scottish Tories become the second biggest political party in Scotland. Obviously, that process began under Ruth Davidson. It's been maintained, albeit to a lesser extent, under Douglas Ross as Scottish Conservative leader. But there's a soft Conservative voter who's come to the party in recent years who was completely turned off by Boris Johnson. And now they're actually saying, Sunak or Truss, both are viable alternatives to what we've had and the chaos that has accompanied the Johnson premiership.
So what are the Scottish public looking for? Obviously, Ruth Davidson had it in buckets, but what are the Scottish population looking for?
Well, the issues facing the two candidates in Scotland are twofold. The issue of separation obviously looms large north of the border. And secondly, the economic issues that are facing people in Scotland are the same as the rest of the UK. In fact, they're compounded by the fact that we have the highest income tax rates anywhere in the United Kingdom. There's polling commissioned and released today by the Scottish communications consultancy Charlotte Street Partners, which actually shows that amongst Conservative voters in Scotland, they trust Liz Truss more to stand up for Scotland's interests and to be strong on the Union, which I think is perhaps not what people anticipated at the start of the contest, where I think they thought that Rishi Sunak would probably fare rather well here north of the border.
That's interesting there, because people might have been taken aback by some of Liz Truss's comments, which was, Nicola Sturgeon's an attention seeker, we just need to ignore her. So that didn't have a negative effect on her standing then.
I think the people who those comments outraged were primarily those who were predisposed to vote for Scottish independence. Certainly among unionists, I'm aware of several who thought, good on you, Liz. Nicola Sturgeon is not Scotland. Liz did need to clarify her comments somewhat afterwards to say she was talking about Nicola Sturgeon's push for independence, which of course constitutional matters are out with the remit of Holyrood. Quite rightly, she said she would work with the First Minister on devolved matters. But some people were very much welcoming those comments and pleased to see someone have the fortitude to stand up to Nicola Sturgeon.
For Scotland to feel embraced by, the English Parliament, what do you think they need? You've got a Scottish minister, as it were, a Secretary of State. What else do they feel they need? What were those sort of, soft touch points?
Yeah. Well, I think as much as folks didn't like Boris Johnson personally north of the border, that's obviously no secret. Under his tenure as Prime Minister, the UK government actually has done a pretty good job at showing more clearly what the UK government delivers for Scotland, whether that was through COVID support and schemes like furlough, or also the UK government just being a bit more unashamed about the things it's funding and its contribution. They really want the UK government to proudly say Scotland is part of the United Kingdom. We are Scotland's government as much as the devolved Scottish government is, and we're here to deliver for you. Too often the SNP, despite being albeit a large minority cause in Scotland,